not their echo, I'm my own sound. My roots in the earth, my head unbound. They whisper and judge, but I'm not their clay. I mold my tomorrow, I'm done with today. I walked away from their parade. Their words like stones that ricochet. They call me lost, but I am found on this quiet road where I'm unbound. I walked away through the quiet of the storm. Their voices loud, but my soul felt warm. They point their fingers, call me the stray, but I found my freedom when I walked away, yeah.
I walked away from their parade. Their words like stones that ricochet. They call me lost, but I am found on this quiet road where I'm unbound. I walked away through the quiet of the fray. Their voices loud, but my soul felt warm. They point their fingers, call me the stray, but I found my freedom when I walked away. They try to shame the soul that strays. When you carve your path, they turn away. An outsider's heart beats loud and clear. No chains can hold what's free from fear.
Their dreams aren't mine, they never fit. A puzzle forced, it just won't click. I see the world through my own eyes, not filtered through their scripted lies.
Their dreams were cages I couldn't call home. I saw a horizon where I could roam. They don't understand what they can't contain, but my path is my own through joy and pain. They try to shame the soul that strays. When you carve your path, they turn away. An outsider's heart beats loud and clear. No chains can hold what's free from fear.
Let them whisper, let them glare. I've grown strong in this thin air. The crowd may roar, but I won't bend. My road's my own until the end. They call me the outsider for chasing my flame. Their rules and their boxes I refuse to claim. I won't be a shadow, I'll carve my own way. They can try to shame me, but I won't obey. They call me the outsider for chasing my flame. Their rules and their boxes I refuse to claim. I won't be a shadow, I'll carve my own way. They can try to shame me, but I won't obey.
They try to shame the soul that strays. When you carve your path, they turn away. An outsider's heart beats loud and clear. No chains can hold what's free from fear.
So call me the outsider if that's what I'll be. I'd rather be lost if it means I'm free. Their maps are for them, I'll chart my own sea. I walked away, now I'm finally me.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. We are back. We are back. We are back. It was a long week off, but we are back in the building, back in the studio. We are back to work. I have not pressed that button in over a week. The last time I was live was 4th of July morning on Independence Day, and that was an amazing show. I have been out and about. I've learned so much in this past week while hanging out, while with the family. I was still working. You guys know that I am a token fiend, and I have to make sure I do not fumble any credits, although I kind of did in a sense, but things are at a very good spot, working on a lot of things moving, a lot of new ideas. It's great. I'm going to be sharing that with you throughout the next couple of days, the next couple of weeks, on everything that I've been learning and all that good stuff, right? I am TechO'Druff. We are engineered to win. And we're back at it. So we're not really doing the large language model course this morning. I want to talk about some other stuff. In addition to this stupid copyright claim that I got for which video is that? I think that was like that Wednesday video from like right before Fourth of July, where it doesn't make any sense, but I'll talk about that in a little bit. Quick announcements. We have Candid Conversations premiering at noon today. I just named it. I just named the on the thumbnail. Just called motivation. Didn't have much more to say on it, but it just talks about my mindset, how I move forward, how I operate, and it is what it is. It is what it is. I'll be in the chat noon Eastern time. Come join me for Candid Conversation. It is going to be a really good Candid Conversation, right? So join me for that. Tomorrow night we're going to be going live. Tomorrow evening we're going to be going live. We're going to be it's like it's tech Q&A, but we're going to be working on different stuff. I'm just trying to streamline it, make it more valuable. If anyone has questions, they can call in, all of that good stuff. And throughout the week, you know how we go. We are back. We are back at it again, like we never left.
We the best.
Do me a favor, if you have not done so already, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification so you know every time we go live and drop new content, as well. techcoachralph.dev. Join me for our vibe coding sessions on the weekends. I'm not sure if I'm gonna have one this weekend, but definitely we will have. If not this weekend, we'll definitely have one next weekend. I have work to do. I have some tokens to smoke to get them out of there because the re-up for one of my accounts is coming very soon. One of the things I was thinking about doing is just your ideas. We see what we can prototype out, how to come up with a prompt for it, all of that good stuff. So we'll figure that out. We will figure that out. So, but yeah, that's basically it. If you like the hat, if you like the shirt, merch.techcoachralph.dev, get yours today. I love it. That's all that I wear. That is all that I wear now. All right, so let's get into this. Let's get into the show. So last week, while I am minding my own business, hanging out, chilling, family, working on some projects while people are moving around, working on some projects. Because me, I cannot just sit around, stare at the wall. I have to be doing something all the time. All right. I get an email and I'm like, what is going on here? And this email says, I actually have it. Let me see if I can find it. But it's from YouTube. It is from YouTube. I'm like, what is YouTube emailing me about? And it says that, let me see. Let me just use this one. So it says that there is a copyright claim on my channel. I'm like, copyright claim? I don't like the only videos that I will show on this channel is like from those news sources where I'm reacting or commenting on those particular videos. Like we used to do that a lot on the Saturday morning show when we're reviewing economic information, stuff like that, right? So I'm like, what is it about? So this claim comes from none other than one of my favorite platforms, Udemy. I'm like, what is this? So they say that one of my videos where we were talking about tokenizers, right? And I learned a lot about tokenizers throughout the week as I was. It really made a lot more sense what these tokens and tokenizers are. But it said that I used content from the actual course that we were working through, and I'm like, what are they like? And they said content found in the entire video. So I looked through the video. I'm looking through the video. I'm like, I never showed Udemy. I never played any audio from Udemy. I've never shown Udemy. The most I've shown from Udemy is when I go through the course and I look to see what in the course that we are, like what section that we're in, but never show anything on the actual Udemy platform because I know like that's their stuff, it's their copyright. And they said, okay, you have 7 days to remove it. I'm like, I don't really care. I can remove it. I have so many videos here. I don't care, right? But I'm just wondering, like, what in the world, what did I do that caused copyright claim? Because I use the publicly available GitHub repo for for the, what do you call the thing? The Jupyter notebook, right? Publicly available. It's not a private GitHub repo. I'm not going in there. So if somebody really wanted to find it, they could find it. And then for what we were working on, I cloned the Google Collab, also publicly available, and I just worked through it, trying to explain from my point of view what I understand about tokenizers in this case. So I really I skimmed, I looked through the video trying to find, did I show anything on Udemy or nothing? I'm like, all right, cool. So they said you can email the people who requested the removal. I'm like, all right, cool. I email them, never heard back. So then I'm like, all right, well, you can email YouTube. I email YouTube. You know what YouTube sent me? They sent me over the same exact email that they sent me the first time. I was like, what is this? What is this? But for me, I was like, you know what? It's not a big deal. It is not a big deal. And that's why I'm really debating and considering, do I even continue with this course? Because I really think I've kind of superseded the course on the things that I've been doing, but I've been going through it with you guys, so you guys can have a better understanding of how, like, I've been learning a lot myself too, right? Like, tokenizers, Hugging Face, all that platform and stuff. But I'm like, if I'm not sharing anything from the course, and I can't even get an answer of what exact content that I actually used in the entire video. I mean, is the intro part of their course? Is the outro? Is my commentary? It's all like that's why I was confused. I'm like, and nobody responded. Nothing. I'm like, all right, cool. It is what it is. For now, I think I'll continue with the course. But if something like this happens again, I'm gonna reach out to. I had forgot. I had I have a connection. One of these I forgot what they call them, but it's like somebody at YouTube that you can connect, you can reach out to and stuff like that. But it just makes no sense that you get this warning or whatever they want to call it, and you can't get any information about it. I looked through my video. I don't see anything that's being used, but it is what it is. It is what it is. So we'll figure that out. We will figure it out. If they come back again, I'm like, you know what? Forget it. All the links. I'm like, oh, go and take this course. Go and take that course. Go and take the course that I'm taking. I'm like, scrap it. Not worth it. I'll just, you know what? It maybe. No, I won't. I was gonna say maybe I'll create my own, but I'm not. I am not going to invest the time into creating my own for then somebody can go and buy it for like $5-10, right? So it is what it is. It is what it is. But we move forward. There's nothing, absolutely nothing that can stop us, that can hold us down. All right, so that was that. It's weird. It doesn't make any sense. But if we end up completely stopping from all of these courses that we've been going through for you, I mean, then it is what it is, because I'm not going to be getting these threats. That's basically what they are, threats, right? And then it's like, well, there's nothing you can do about it. So it is what it is. All right. So with that being said, let's move on to our very, very next topic of the morning vibe with Tech Coach. I like how that sounds. I like how that sounds. Morning vibes with Tech Coach Ralph. You guys have seen the videos. I work on Lovable platform. I've used Devin to help me on some projects. If you guys saw the video from last Wednesday, how Devin added a whole entire new feature to the time cost calculator that I'm going to be working on pushing that update to the app stores very, very soon, but added a whole entire new feature, makes it so much more valuable. Shout out to Devin and the people over at Cognition Labs. Devin has helped me fix some Lovable issues that I ran into. But here's the deal, right? So working on some projects this past week, I got a way better understanding, and I understand. So with this whole vibe coding thing that's going on now, there's a couple of issues, I would say, but it's not issues with the platform. It's issues with it's not issues with the vibe coding and their platforms. It's the issues with the vibe coders.
Bruh.
So here's like, especially like, I haven't used platforms like Cursor yet or Make.com. I will maybe do a live exploration going into those platforms. They probably have some type of free plan, some type of free package. Like maybe because like with Lovable, you get 5 credits per day, up to 30 credits for the month for free. So I'll probably go and try out those. Maybe try out Cursor, maybe try out Make in the coming weeks. Whatever it is, what it is. That'll probably be like some type of Thursday night afternoon, Thursday night activity, or maybe even a Tuesday night activity. We shall see. But here's the deal. Being a lot more active on X, and shout out to everybody who watches on X, right? And all the people who have been following me on X. It's been great. But I see, and this is on Reddit too. This is also on Reddit. People are like, oh, these tools, these platforms are terrible. Somebody shared a video that they generated with Gemini's VO3 or Google. Is it Google VO3 or Gemini VO3? Whatever. They shared a video. Oh, this is not what I was expecting. Their prompt was straight hot trash. It was straight hot trizash, right? And they're like, oh, like VO3 didn't do what I expected. I'm so disappointed. I'm like, look, you as Michael. All right, hopefully they'll give me a copyright for mentioning the name Michael Jackson. But as Michael Jackson sang, you need to look at the man in the mirror, because that's why your prompt was trizash, right? And I'll say this, I've gotten mixed results using VO3, and I do think it is partially due to my prompt, right? But I'm using an interesting strategy to generate these prompts. But we'll do it live, where we'll create with my Gemini Pro plan. I get 3 video creations from VO3 per day, so I'm making sure I use those as well. But we will create some videos, like you guys will tell me what you guys want to see in it, and then I'll prompt it and see what comes out of it, all right? And I'll show you my prompting strategy. But the issue that I see that vibe coders are facing is that they might know how to tell like these platforms what they want the application to do, right? But for me, as a software engineer, a QA engineer, I'm able to look at the outcome of what's happening, because there have been times, right? And I you guys know that how I am addicted to my tokens, but I'm also very, very efficient. Although I am a token fiend, I'm also a token hoarder.
Money.
So what happens with that is I try to be like make the most use of it. So something that I've been doing when I was working on this one application, and it was on the struggle bus. It was on the struggle bus of I'm trying to prompt my way into fixing it, but there's so many different factors and variations so many different factors in getting this to work right, that you'll prompt it and it'll do something and tell you it's working. You try it out. Nope. You try it again. Nope. And just like that, you go through like 10 of your credits, right? And even I think even if I pull this into Devon, the amount of credits I would use to fix it would have been a lot. So what I did, and I use, so let me show you guys this, right? I'll go to one of the, let's use this one. So this one, the funny enough, the homeschool one, we started that during the homeschool. We started that during that free weekend of love that Lovable offered, thanks to Google Gemini, um, o, um, OpenAI, and to Anthropic's Claude. Right? They were battling out their large language models to see which one was going to be the best. Okay, but we started the homeschooling one, and that one has by far got like is the furthest. And honestly, we're on the brink of going live. I might take off a feature that I was planning on adding just so we can go live and then come back to it later on. But take a look. So, but here's the thing. Here is something that I don't know if the other platforms do this, but I think it is a total game changer. And I shared this with X on I shared this on X last week, but this is a game changer. So let me go over here real quick. Let me go over here really quick. So if I go to inspect, so this right here, where it tells me exactly where to find the issue, and then I can go even the line number that it gives me, and I can go and make changes that way, right? So if I go over here and I wanted to change this, right? I could prompt, I could ask Lovable, hey, can you change the name of this to something else? And then and I'll tell you this is probably how most people are using this platform. They just see something, and they're like, okay, can you do this? And now you have wasted a whole credit, a whole token, just blowing right through them. But for me, if I want to change this, I'll just go into here and I'll say, okay, where is this thing located, right? It is located on, so let me see if I can log into it. Let me see if I can log into this so I can show you. And this is like a very, very small example, but I'm sure people who are using these platforms, they're using it just like that. So now when they want to do something more complex, and to be fair, Lovable does market that, just chat and build apps. But the more you know about software development, about software engineering, about testing, the better your application. Because I was on Reddit and someone said, oh, has anybody actually built something significant with, they were talking about Lovable in particular, but with Lovable. And I'm like, I have like 4 or 5 apps that are right about on the brink of going live. And they were like, can you share them? Like, I didn't share them yet because they are not live yet, but the thing is, if you understand the code, if you understand the concepts, then it is a very, very powerful weapon, right? So let's go back over here. So if I'm looking at, where were we? Oh, this one. If I'm looking at it here, right? And this, so let's say I want to change this learning lodge right here. So this is telling me learning lodge layout. So if I go into the code, search for the file, go to that component, and people were like, oh, you don't need to learn software development anymore, full stack, you can just use these platforms. Wrong as 2 left shoes, or 2 right shoes for that matter. You're wrong. Why are you wrong? Why do you need to learn software engineering, software development, full stack development, React, TypeScript, all of that? Well, when you ask Lovable to do something and it can't do it because it's pretty complex, or it's telling you all the reasons that it fixed something, you should be able to understand it. You should be able to understand what's happening over here. So now if I go into here, so I'm inside of this learning lodge layout, and boom, if I want to change it, right here, right? Change text right here, do whatever I want. So now some things I do because I do get stuck on, but after I do a bunch of fixes and stuff like that, then if I get an error, then I'll tell Level, hey, I'm getting this error, and Level, oh, this is the reason why. Boom, boom, fix it. But I give it the very easy part to fix, so that I don't end up wasting credits. Because what I was working on the past yesterday, actually, what I was working on yesterday, was it yesterday? It was like Saturday and yesterday, right? Where it's trying to display some information and it cannot display the information for the life of me, and I'm trying to figure out why. I dug into the code, and I'm like, oh, this is how this works. So then I had to like end up, if you understand objects and JSON and mapping and stuff like that, then I'm, oh, this makes perfect sense now. And then I started going boom, 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 application working like a charm. Right in the, now I'm going to be going to the next steps. Here's the other thing. Let's say you get your application working the way that it should be. If your application is working the way that it should be, then right, what if your application needs to send emails? One of the first things that I noticed when you set up Superbase and Lovable, and let's say you forget your password, you do your forget your password flow or activate your account email. You click on it, it takes you to a localhost URL, and it doesn't work. You have to figure out how to do that. Or Superbase says that you should sign up for a third-party SMTP server, outgoing mail server, right? Simple mail transport protocol, right? SMTP. And a lot of people don't know what that means. Me being being in tech support, having to configure and troubleshoot why people weren't receiving emails, I had to set up so I understand about that. So researching that, finding a company that's going to provide that, finding the cost, setting that up, changing the MX records at the domain name. Most people, they would have trouble setting up their domain name to point to their site. So there's such a learning curve that is associated with it. It's just because you can maybe get your application working. Most people, it's like some really, really basic functionality, which if you're using it to like just create a website for yourself with some type of contact form, great. If you are using it for a full throttled attack, a full scale application, which it is possible, the problem is it's going to cost a lot of people. It's going to cost people a lot of money to get it to that level, and they're going to struggle with it because they're going to be wasting tokens. They're going to be smoking tokens. They're just going to be wasting it. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's these tools, these platforms are great. They advertise, oh, anybody can do. Yeah, anybody can do something. Anybody can do something. However, you will struggle. You will struggle because if you start diving into the complexities of software development and now you're expecting something to show up a particular way and it's not, you're like, oh, try it this way. Now it just goes and makes a totally different change. Diving into the code is so important that you can, okay, I see what this error is, and actually you don't have to see. The thing that this helps is you don't have to be an expert. You do not have to be an expert, but you should be knowledgeable enough to be able to navigate. I am not an expert in JavaScript and TypeScript and all that, right? But I can read the code. I can understand. I understand the concepts. I took a full stack development course. If I wanted to build this, it would take me a very, very long time to build something like this. The other thing, if let's say you want to, now let's go outside of the implementation, right? What if you want to learn, what if you want to use the Google login, right? So I was setting up the for this platform, and actually two platforms, setting up the to be able to log in via Google, Apple, one platform Facebook, and another platform GitHub and LinkedIn. Had to go in there, understand, like sign up for get their secrets and their OAuth setup and all this stuff that is totally outside of the software development, but it's set up. Not really DevOps type stuff, but in their platform. So many other factors contribute to it. So it is what it is. It is what it is. So you don't think that I'm just gonna sign up for Lovable, I'm gonna have a site in a week. You might, but the more you want it to do, the more it's like the more you need to know. That's what it is. The more you want to do, the more that you need to know, right? That is that's my thoughts on what I've learned in the past, week, month with these vibe coding platforms. I do want to get into the other ones to see how they work, like Cursor, Make. I haven't tried those yet. All right. Let's get to the chat really quick. And first, all right, stop. I want to take a moment to thank the one beautiful, lovely person who was kind enough to watch the show and hit the dislike button. Thank you so much. I appreciate you watching and supporting, even if you dislike the amazing content that I've shared so far. What is there to dislike? Tell me, what is there to dislike? I spoke about YouTube giving me a copyright notice for from Udemy for a video that I shared nothing that was on Udemy. There's that. And I talk about vibe coding and how like the different intricacies, like although you can get something done, but there's so many other factors that play a role in it, and how it's still important to learn software development. But that constitutes dislike, I don't know. Anyways, let me see who is in the chat. We got my guy Rod Brown. Oh my goodness gracious. It's been a week, y'all. It's been a week. I did not even check this. All right, hold on. Let me get this working right. I forgot about that. I'm going to be meeting with the people to try to get this thing resolved. But we got my guy Rod Brown in the building. Rod Brown says salute to everyone. Salute to you as well, Rod Brown. Your video, your collaboration with Story Driven Thomas, I think, with Thomas was absolutely amazing. His video work, that is what you call a video editor. But you guys did a great job. It was very, very heartfelt, very, very cool. Really liked it. Great job, you guys. Great job. Appreciate the effort. We got my guy Wave Nerd in the building. What's up, Wave Nerd? Up early in the morning. How's it going, Wave Nerd? Hopefully all is well with you. Wave Nerd says, good morning, good people. Good morning to you as well. We are in here. We're in here. All right, so I'm going to spend maybe another 15 minutes on the show. Do me a favor, though. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can know every time we go live and drop new content. TechnoDrop.dev. Join us as we do our vibe coding on the weekends. As I use up some tokens, because you guys know I am a token fiend.
You're such a nerd.
I know, and it is freaking awesome. All right, and if you like this hat, if you like this shirt, check out merch.technodrop.dev. Get yours today. That's all that I wear. That is all that I wear. So we're gonna jump into the N8N workflow that we import. So this workflow from N8N, right? We imported it. We kind of stole it. To be honest. So here's the backstory. I was on X and somebody said, "Oh, I created this really, really cool N8N workflow," and they said, "Just comment this and just follow me and comment this, and I'll send it to you." I'm like, "All right, I'm not gonna be doing that." So I said, "You know what? I copied their description of the workflow, and I took a screenshot of their workflow, and I put it into my guy Manus. Is Manus a guy or a girl? I don't know. Manus, are you a guy or a gal? Whatever. But I put it into Manus, and I said, hey, can you recreate this for me? And make it better.
We the best.
And Manus said, hold my AI beer. Hold my agentic AI beer. I'll say, all right, let's go. So I put Manus to work, and I said, all right, I'm going to go work on something else. Came back, Manus said, here's your N8N workflow. Just import that bad boy into your N8N environment. And we did that. Now we need to go look through it, configure it. Like I said, you can use all of these tools, but guess what? Let's say you import this N8N workflow. From all of them that I've imported, I still have to fix a bunch of stuff. And then you also need to set up your API keys. So my X feeds, they've been, I have to fix something on the products one because it's putting the price wrong. But they've been working. They've been working, right? Been getting views, likes, all that good stuff. So, but you still need to know how to set up API keys, how to get your client secrets, how to pass them in. A bunch of there are learning curves. You're not gonna just come in here and like, oh, okay, I know how to do this, right? Especially like for me, who's been doing this tech stuff for my entire life. I'm still learning a lot of this stuff, learning how to navigate through them, learning how to prompt better. So many different things that are happening. So it makes you go a lot faster, but it's not like super easy. It's not super easy. So just throwing that out there. All right. So let's go into this N8N workflow. Where is my N8N? There we go. So we're gonna go over here. So this workflow, and guess what? We are still running our DigitalOcean Docker environment, which leads me to, I'm going to see if I can also install a test case management system for my tech barbarians as they're learning QA and stuff like that. They can document their test cases. I wanted to do something like this a long time ago. It would have cost me way too much money to do it on AWS, but it's a lot more affordable with DigitalOcean. I'm going to check if on DigitalOcean I can add an additional Docker container, and it's going to be this, like, it's all falls within the same price that I pay now. If that's the case, then we are in it to win it, and I will do that, right? But for now, we're going to be looking at this workflow that we imported, and this one is supposed to be setting up ads for. It's supposed to be setting up ads, and it's supposed to be posting them somewhere. And stuff like that. So I don't know. We're gonna see. So it starts. So this is the first one where it starts with a webhook, where something would trigger it. Comes to here. Not gonna worry about this for now. What I'm actually gonna do is I'm going to. So what I always like to do when I'm working on these, I'm going to add a manual trigger. So that way I can trigger this on my own. In order so that, and this is kind of small. Let me see if I can make it bigger. So I am going to say here. So if I remember correctly, what is this flow supposed to be doing? Let me see if I can find it. Actually, let me see. Where would be that browser? Okay. Let's see here. Where can I find it? So I'm looking through Manus to see what exactly was this flow doing. This would be N. Is it this one? All right, so this was what I lifted, right? So basically, I saw this post. Let me close this up. I saw this post on X where they're advertising a workflow. You can check the post out here. The post was mainly about building an AI agent that analyzed 23 winning ads, found 8 buyer triggers, and built 3 creatives ready to launch. It steals what people buy and turn it into ads that actually convert. And here's what the system does. So I copied all of that in there. decodes what makes viral ads actually work, run psychographic analysis on your audience, blah blah. So and everything that it included. So I copied all of that. Put a picture of the workflow that was in there, and I said, "Can you build a similar or even better N8N workflow?" And basically, it did that, right? So this is what it came up with. So now understanding what this stuff is. So what I do when I'm working on N8N, I will do piece by piece. I'll do piece by piece, right? So let me see. So basically, we need to understand what these different nodes are doing. So input validator, multi-source aggregator, advanced ad analyzer. So here we're gonna have to go and put in our OpenAI. Something that also happens is that what is this? New node version available. Get the latest added. All right, so something I've had to do as well is something I have to do as well. Move this over here. When it'll break down the nodes for you, they don't when it'll break down the nodes for you, they don't let's see if I go over here. So it won't, it'll put it in this format, right? And a lot of times it won't properly import it. So one thing I like to do is I'll say, can you, when importing the nodes, they don't import correctly. Can you break down each node with the name, with the type, name, and content, so I can copy and paste them into the node when necessary. I also need to know where that node connects to, right? So the importing, like, I don't know if it's like due to different N8N installations, but the importing doesn't always work right the right way. So I on some other ones I said, all right, give me the actual breakdown, right? So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna look at, while it's doing that, I'm gonna look at all the files we have. We have this documentation on how to use it. The enhanced, so let's read through it, what it created for us. Okay, I was looking at that. Let me go back over here. So complete setup guide. So we'll end it here, but let's start reading this, and then on Wednesday we'll jump right into it. So enhanced AI creative workflow is a sophisticated automation system designed to analyze winning advertisements, identify psychological triggers, and generate high converting creative assets. This system represents a significant advancement over the traditional creative development process by incorporating behavioral psychology, advanced AI integration, and real-time performance analytics. So that's what this workflow that we are putting together actually does, and then we can use that to market all of our different products and whoever else's products as well, right? So that's the goal. The key capabilities of this workflow. The workflow provides comprehensive creative automation through 5 integrated modules that work seamlessly together to deliver professional grade market assets. The advanced visual intelligence engine employs sophisticated computer vision and machine learning techniques to decode visual elements that drive conversions and successful advertisements. So that's basically what it does. The psychological trigger architect represents the core innovation of the system, incorporating deep behavioral psychology frameworks, including Saldani's principle of persuasion. And all right, cool. Expected outcomes. Organizations implementing this workflow can expect significant improvements in creative performance metrics based on the enhanced capabilities compared to traditional creative development processes. Let's see. The recommended N8N setup includes a dedicated server or cloud instance with at least 4 gigs of RAM, 2 cores for optimal performance. I think this one should be able to handle it, hopefully. Database, we have that. Or do we? I don't know. Database requirements include Postgres for workflow data persistence. We'll have to investigate that to see if we have that happening. Let's see. Account requirements. The workflow integrates with multiple external services, each requiring specific account types for access level. Understanding the requirements. All right, so we're going to need OpenAI for the critical represents the most critical requirement, as the workflow makes extensive use of GPT-4 for text generation and analysis, plus DALI 3 for image generation. So I don't believe we're going to be using DALI 3. We're going to definitely be using Runware because of their model. I like how Runware works. You can choose what model you want to use. Organizations should ensure their OpenAI has sufficient credits and appropriate usage limits to support their expected workflow volume. The system typically consumes 15 to 25 API calls per workflow execution, with costs varying based on the complexity of generated content. Google Workspace so we have that already. Slack integration enhances team communication by providing real-time notifications. That's awesome. Let's see. So API setup, OpenAI setup. Google Drive, we have that. Slack, we have that. Oh, we don't have Slack, but we can get that set up. Additional API integrations that might be needed. So social media platforms APIs enable competitive analysis and trend identification. TikTok marketing API integration, LinkedIn marketing API, awesome. N8N installation and setup, we have that already. Docker, we have that already. This is pretty okay. So that's basically everything, right? So if we look at here, so this tells us what to connect to what. The webhook start input validator, which will connect our manual to get it kicked off. Input validator and setup goes here. Okay, got that. 1 to 3 split. Cool. So we will work on that. I don't see though. Quick test after connecting. Click on the webhook start node. Click execute node to test the trigger. Provide sample data. Cool. So we'll do that. I don't see the. Let me see. I don't see the. I don't see the individual nodes. Seven three. Ah, okay. There we go. Cool. There we go. All right. Perfect. All right. This is what we need. But we'll work on this on Wednesday, because this is very important. It's going to help us with our marketing and all of that good stuff, right? So let's wrap it up. We have all the information that we need. We have our workflow imported. We just have to go through it one by one. Some nodes are going to have to change. We're going to have to update the OpenAI node to work the right way. Maybe we just I don't know. We'll see how we'll if we're going to redo the whole thing, or we're just going to use what we have and update as necessary, right? But that's it for today. I am so happy to be back with you all. We had a great show, and we just chilling. We are just chilling. We are just vibing, because as my guy Rod Brown likes to say, it's a vibe. On your way out, if you have not done so already, do me a big favor: like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live and drop new content, as well. techcoachralph.dev. Join me as I work on more projects inside of the Patreon and answer questions. We like it's like a Google Meet. People join in, ask me questions, ask me insight. We talk, we chat, we have fun, and I work on stuff, get things done. All right, that's it. Merch.tickletrap.dev as well. If you want this really, really cool hat or the Token Fiend hat or this really, really cool shirt, nerdy by nature, because that's what we do. We are Token Fiends. And we are nerds.
You're such a nerd.
I know. With that being said, I'm out of here. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. See you guys at noon for Candid Conversations. Techotrauf is out.
No more time for second chances. No more steps for these old dances. We're all out of words. We're all out of time. Truth is heavy, but the fault's not mine.
We're standing in the wreckage of a broken vow. The silence louder than the shouting somehow. The clock hands spinning, but the moment won't bend. We're out of beginnings, this feels like the end.
Burned the bridge and watched it glow. No turning back, the winds won't blow. The silence thick, it fills the air. We're stranded here, but I don't care. No more time for second chances. No more steps for these old dances. We're all out of words, we're all out of time. The truth is heavy, but the fault's not mine.
Promises are fragile like glass in a storm. You dropped it again, it's become the norm. Every excuse is a thread you can't sew. The seams are bursting, it's time to let go.
No more time for second chances. No more steps for these old dances. We're all out of words, we're all out of time. The truth is heavy, but the fault's not mine. You held the cards, but dropped them all. A house of lies began to fall. Promises made, but none were true. I gave my all, but not to you. No more time for second chances. No more steps for these old dances. We're all out of words, we're all out of time. The truth is heavy, but the fault's not mine. No more time for second chances. No more steps for these old dances. We're all out of words, we're all out of time. The truth is heavy, but the fault's not mine.
We'll drift apart like leaves in streams, chasing shadows, chasing